Hello, I'm Brigantia Blackbird. Happy Wednesday and welcome back to our series on the Havamal. Today we're looking at verse 92, and we will begin, as we always do, by looking at 3 different translations. The first reads, "Never a whit should one blame another for a folly which many befalls. The might of love makes sons of men into fools who were once wise." Olive Bray. Second translation, "Not at all should one man reproach another for what is common among men. Among men's sons, the wise are made into fools by that mighty force, desire." Carolyn Larrington. And the final translation from Bellows reads, "Never reproach the plight of another, for it happens to many men. Strong desire may stupefy heroes, dull the wits of the wise." So in this verse, we are reminded that falling in love is not subject to our intelligence or to any standard of wisdom. Experiencing romantic attraction is to experience vulnerability of the most terrifying kind. And there's hardly a soul on earth who hasn't been overcome by this, at least in some way at some point in their lives. And this is something that as humans we are meant to experience. And yes, it can be extremely humbling. It's been said that that first flush of romantic love is like a type of madness, all consuming and with very little rational thought involved. So, of course, sometimes we fall for the wrong person. Of course, sometimes we become the wrong person. And of course, sometimes our actions in the moment don't age very well. But this isn't a reason to beat ourselves up or to criticize other people for experiencing the same, because this experience is part of the human condition. If we make the mistake of rejecting this experience, going to great lengths to avoid it, and looking down on those who have or who are experiencing it, then not only are we setting ourselves up for a piece of humble pie, provided to us by karma, but we are also denying a fundamental aspect of what it means to be alive and to be human. And if you could hear hissing just now, my apologies. That was Calliope. I have kittens in the house, and she's irritated about it. But moving along, back to the topic at hand. Intense desire for another person, it isn't just Mother Nature's way of ensuring that people do get together and that babies are born, although, in all honesty, that is one aspect of it, and it's an important aspect of it. But desire of this kind also serves the purpose of forming lifelong partnerships, or at least the potential for such partnerships. Permanent pair bonding is the foundation of every human society, and the product of such unions is vital. It always begins with desire. What often gets people into trouble is that their attraction to someone else might exist only on one level or a very superficial level, and they're not really experiencing desire for the other person in and of themselves. A beautiful or a handsome face, that's all very well. But physical attractiveness, that naturally fades over time. And if there's no attraction to the inner person, then it's inevitable that the relationship ends and will probably end badly. What's even worse is if parties involved essentially see attraction and desire as transactional, without a more substantive bond that will also end in heartbreak. When you listen to a lot of our public discussions about relationships, attraction, what makes things work and what doesn't, you'll likely hear a strong undertone that it all boils down. The most intimate and sacred of human connections, it just boils down to something mechanical, cold, transactional, strictly a biological impulse and nothing more. And I find that absolutely horrifying. But it is very revealing of the psyches of people who promote that viewpoint. The Havamal, verse by verse, shows that the All-Father takes a very different stance to this matter. And obviously, we've had some verses that highlight how people can get into trouble when they come into a romantic situation with ill intent. But he doesn't declare that that's all that romantic relationships can be, which is quite a contrast to the rather icky modern attitudes towards romance and marriage, which is a larger discussion for another video. And I think that's where we'll leave this discussion about this Havamal verse right here. In the meantime, share your own impressions and reactions to this verse and the topic at large in the comment section below, or shoot me off an email. I have my email address in the description box, and I'd be happy to hear from you. But I think that'll do it for now, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.